You got to watch this. The co-hosts of The View got into a heated debate over school choice.
A 2020 study found that only about half of states with voucher programs require teachers to have a bachelor's degree, require teachers to have training, require teachers to have licensing, require participating private schools.
If I may get in, just to make it a conversation.
But because I have children and because I looked at private schools.
I went to public school. I believe you got to go to private school.
There is zero statistical significance.
You got to go to private school.
Because nobody can figure out what's being said here right now.
Isn't that wonderfully entertaining? Chris Rufo is with us this morning. He's been pointing out problems in the public education system for years. Trump picked Linda McMahon to lead the education department. How can she move forward with school choice in the states?
I think that the best plan for moving forward the Department of Education is to abolish the department and then provide block grants of that $200 billion plus annual budget back to states, and then states like Florida and Tennessee and Texas and others that have school choice programs, Arizona, can take that money and put it directly into the pockets of parents that want to opt out and either send their kids to private school, to religious school, even to homeschool. That's the best way to give parents options. And what's happening at The View is that many elites in America want to control where your kids go to school. That's the wrong way. The fundamental principle of our country is liberty. Parents should have the freedom and support to send their kids to the best choice for them.
To abolish the entire education department in Washington, D.C., would that require legislation?
I believe that it would. In theory, you could impound dollars that are traveling through the Department of Education. You could reduce its size as a measure of efficiency, all through the executive. But in order to actually abolish or completely defund the department, you would need that simple majority in Congress. It can be done. The Department of Education is the second least popular agency behind only the IRS. And so if a president wants to do something broadly popular, they should go after those 87,000 additional IRS agents and then the Department of Education.
You were one of the first people to call out DEI and critical race theory. Voters just rejected those woke ideologies in the last election. That would be my opinion. I don't think voters utterly rejected these ideas, but with Trump in the White House, is DEI dead?
Yeah, I think it is absolutely time to kill DEI within the federal government. The president has the power to do so on day one. He can issue an executive order repealing the DEI executive orders from Obama and Biden, and then implementing a new executive order demanding that all federal agencies terminate all DEI programs, all DEI policies, and restore the other key principle of our country, which is colorblind equality. That's been the goal for now almost a quarter millennium. That's the direction.
Well, have you spoken to President-elect Trump about this? Is he going to do this?
I have been speaking with members of the president's team and people in the president's orbit. That is certainly on their agenda. He's pledged during the campaign and even after the campaign to get it done. I think it's very likely that he takes action, and I'll be writing about that in the coming weeks and months, laying out a specific plan, how the president can tackle DEI, get rid of all this radical left-wing ideology within the federal government, and make sure that the government follows his policies and his priorities, not the policies and priorities of the deep left-wing bureaucracy.
Got it. Chris Rufo, come back soon and tell us what the plan is. Chris Rufo, good stuff. Thanks so much, Chris.